Hey there, YouTuber. What are you all doing? I hope you all are doing fantastic. Oh yeah, I'm doing fantastic here. About to unbox a very special book, a very special Tintin comic book. That is, of course, for those of you who are a regular viewer of the computer channel, you should know by now that I'm a big Tintin fan. I'm a huge Tintin comic book fan. I've been a Tintin comic book fan since I was a kid. Maybe, I started reading them when I was like 8 or 9. I'm not sure what age I was at exactly, but I was very, very young. This is time I started reading Tintin, and I hope most of my viewers now, they're also very, very young Tintin comic fans, and some old Tintin comic fans like me, you know. So here it is, another Tintin comic book, The Shooting Star. Believe it or not, I didn't have The Shooting Star in my collection so far till today, so I had to order it. But before ordering it, I wanted to make sure I got a very unique version of the Tintin comic book. So this is a very unique version of the Tintin comic book because this is a hardcover comic book of Tintin, which is very, very hard to find online nowadays, especially on Amazon and eBay. It's very, very hard. So I had to do some research and really search and search and search and look for it online. Then I was finally able to get one. This is actually a used one. This is not a brand new one, but it's still a hardcover Tintin comic. The reason I'm collecting hardcover Tintin comic is because since I'm buying Tintin comics again because I lost all my original Tintin comic books when I was a kid. I really, really lost them. I couldn't. I swear I had them for like till the age of 17, 18, and then I just kind of lost them. I maybe have given it out or maybe I sold it to someone. I don't know. I changed so many countries when I was young. I'm not sure which country I left it at, but anyways, uh, I had almost the whole collection like not this and this, these are new, and also this is very, very new. I had almost all the 22 other adventures, almost, meaning that I almost had 16 of them missing here and there a few. Like I never had the Black Island, never ever owned the Black Island. I never ever owned the Castifer Emerald. These are all borrowed from my friend. I read it from them, so good memories. So yeah, the reason I am buying hardcover comic because the hardcover Tintin comics are getting rarer and rarer. It's very, very hard to find. So this one was published in 2011. It's been 9 years. It was published by Egmont, and now they don't publish it anymore. They stopped publishing the hardcover comic book, and instead they are opting for this tiny, small Tintin comic book because it's cheaper. Well, it's not exactly that cheap, but still it's cheaper online. This is the cheapest format of Tintin you can get nowadays if you want to get a hard copy Tintin, unless you're planning to get a soft copy Tintin comic book, which is also available on the Tintin App Store. So, yeah, you can also get Tintin comic books uh, in the soft copy versions instead of the hard copy version, which is the most popular Tintin comic format nowadays. You can get them and you can read them, at night. It's really, 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 user friendly and all uh, when it comes to reading the comic book. But if you want to collect Tintin comic books, you should really, really get the hardcover comic books. That's why I got this Tintin comic book, The Shooting Star. This is a very, very cool adventure. And these Tintin adventures actually were meant for kids, for teenagers at least till 12. These are not meant for adult readers. I'm an adult. I'm reading it because it gives me good memories. It brings back good memories when I was a kid. I don't want to complicate Tintin reviews and go into the artwork and the details and everything. I just want Tintin to be Tintin for kids. It's for kids. It's really for kids. So I try to keep my reviews, all my comic book reviews, very very simple, so that when a kid is watching, usually a kid is watching my Tintin um, videos on the computer channel mostly. I can tell by looking at the YouTube analytics. So yeah, very few adults would go for Tintin comic books, or actually, look online for Tintin comics. Or on YouTube search for Tintin comics is very very rare. That's why I try to keep my reviews very very simple and to the point. I just talk about the artwork. Sometimes I talk about Tintin himself. Sometimes I talk about the fonts, how they changed it and all. So yeah, keeping it simple because Tintin is a very very fun adventure, and it's the artwork is actually very very simple compared to any other comic book. It's very very simple yet complicated. I mean, I don't know how to explain this, but Hergé's artwork is really complex and then it's very very simple compared to the comic books that we are used to, like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, all those American comic books, and any other Japanese anime comic books. So yeah, Tintin should stay like Tintin. And the main reason I really really stuck to Tintin instead of the other comics, I used to read a lot of comic book, but I stuck to Tintin because Tintin taught me a lot of things. Tintin taught me English because English is my second language. Tintin taught me how to correct my grammars. So I used to read Tintin. That's how I passed the English exams in my school when I was a kid. Yeah, it's true. And I learned how to really, really speak English because since it's my second language, it's very, very difficult if I'm not speaking in my own mother tongue, you know. So, and the other thing that Tintin taught me was the world is a very very big place and it's full of adventures. If you want to go out for an adventure, just read a Tintin comic book and you'll see yourself going out into an adventure with Tintin himself. You get to learn a lot of things on Tintin comic book, like for example a Spider-Man comic book. Spider-Man is stuck in New York City in America. That's it. Spider-Man is just in New York City, America. But Tintin goes all around the world, in every corner of the world: China, America, Africa, you know, the Middle East. He goes around all around the world, South America, Australia. He's everywhere. He's all around the world. And I went around with Tintin, and I actually took my imagination out for a travel with Tintin. So my imagination went with Tintin wherever Tintin went, and that's how I got to learn about new cultures and new countries before I actually saw them when I was a adult. When I was young, when I got to be 18, 17, 18, I started traveling around the world, and I felt myself to be like Tintin when I was traveling. Yep. So that's how good a memory is with the Tintin comic books. That's why I like Tintin comic books, and that's why you see a lot of Tintin comic book review on my computer channel. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share about Tintin in this uh, video review, and a quick review of Tintin comic books. Like, there's a lot of different formats of Tintin comic book. This is a soft copy Tintin comic book from Egmont. This is a hard copy from Casterman. This is a hard copy from Egmont. So these are all names, different names of publishers. This is an Egmont hard copy. I try to correct hard copies more than. This is a very 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 rare Tintin comic. Those who are older or from the 80s or 90s, they will recognize this. Matthew, this was the original Tintin comic book publisher, and they don't publish it anymore. So this is a very very rare Tintin comic book that I have. Very valuable, getting more and more expensive as days goes by. So Tintin comic book is a good investment if you want to collect. So Matthew, this is a Casterman. This has gone to almost $500 now online. This is Little Brown, the American version of Tintin, all Americanized, meaning the English are all Americanized. It's not British English like the UK version. So yeah, Little Brown, American version. So I'm really, really glad that I was able to find the shooting star and I was able to review it online on the Computer channel. I hope you enjoyed this review of Tintin comic book as usual on the Computer channel. All right, stay cool, everybody, and stay fantastic. Oh yeah.